friends, for today's video I thought I'd bring you along on my next inspiration I found on my deep dive on Pinterest. And so I found this type of granny square pieces and I really like them, so I thought I would make my own version, and without a pattern or anything, just knowing how to make the basic granny square and bring you along and show you how I make it and how you can make your own. So let's get started, and always don't forget to subscribe. Okay, so to start this beautiful top, you'll need some yarn. I am using cotton yarn from Crochet. This is my favorite one, and I will be using a couple of colors, but you can just use one if you want to, that's up to you. And I will be using my 4.5mm hook. So you're gonna do a couple of classic granny squares. I will put on the description the amount you need and the amount of rows you need for each size. So this is easily customizable. I'm gonna start with a magic ring, chain 3, that counts as a double crochet. You're gonna yarn over and do a double crochet and insert your hook on the ring, grab your yarn and go through, yarn over, go through 2 loops, and again go through 2 loops. You're gonna make another one, and that's a total of 3 double crochets. Chain 2 to make a corner and do 3 more. Chain 2 for another corner, and that's basically it. Keep going until you have 4 corners. Once you have your 4 corners and did your final 2 chains, you're gonna pull on this tail to close the center. Put your hook back in and slip stitch on that last chain on the chain 3. So just insert your hook, grab your yarn and go through the loop on your hook. Now this next round I'm going to do it in the same color. I'm going to chain 3. That counts as a double crochet. I'm going to do 3 double crochets on the next corner. Chain 2 and 3 more on that same space. And that's basically it for that round. You're gonna repeat the same corner 3 more times, but on this one, remember, this counts as a double crochet, so it's gonna be a little bit different. Once you get here, again slip stitch on that last chain, and as you can see, I only did 2 double crochets right there because the chain 3 counts as 1. So for the next round, I am gonna change colors. You don't have to if you don't want to. Just gonna chain 1 and cut off my yarn. And for the next round, I'm just gonna insert my hook in this middle right here and attach my new color and chain 3. I'm gonna pull it tight. Remember, that counts as a double crochet, and in that same space I'm gonna make 2 more double crochets. And something I always do, just so I can skip this step at the end and not hide the tails one by one, I like to hold my tails in the back right there, and once I insert my hook, it is underneath them, so I do my stitch and I am hiding them at the same time. Okay, so that's basically it for that round as well. Do the corners just like you did the previous round. The only difference is that now you have a small group you have to do here in the middle. I'm back here again, slip stitch on that last chain you did, and that's it for that round. Chain 3 to start the next one, that counts as a double. So when you go all the way around, you're just going to do 2 double crochets on this space. But yeah, that's basically it for the classic granny square. You're going to keep doing groups of 3 between the other ones from the previous round, and each corner you're going to do them just like you did on the second and third row. Here I have one I finished for my size, which is medium, and I did 10 rounds. Again, I'm going to put them on the description, how many rounds you need for each size. So I'm going to keep doing them off camera and then I'll see you. Okay, so I'm going to start with these 2 squares first, and I'm going to grab my yarn and my hook and insert it on the chain 2 corner on the side closest to me, and then on the other side, and attach my yarn and go through chain 1. And now I'm going to go in on the loop closest to me on this side, just that top one. And then I'm going to insert my hook on both of the loops on the side closest to me. So insert your hook there, grab your yarn, and go through the loops on your hook. So do a slip stitch. Again, go through the loop closest to you on the upper side, and then on the side closest to you through both loops, and slip stitch. So easy as that. You're gonna keep doing that until you get to the corner. So I'm at the corner, and what I'm gonna do is insert my hook on this side, and then on the other side, right there in the corner, grab my yarn and go through, yarn over and go through 2 loops. And I'm gonna do the same thing for the next squares. Insert your hook on this side, and then on this side, grab your yarn and go through them, yarn over and go through the loops on your hook. So easy as that. Keep doing the same thing you did here to put it together, grabbing the loop closest to you and both of the loops on the other side. Grab your yarn, go through, and do a slip stitch. And you're gonna keep doing that until you have all of your squares together. I'm almost finished here. I'm just gonna insert my hook on this side, then on this side, grab my yarn and go through the loops on my hook. So easy as that. I have them all together. Just gonna chain 1 here to cut off my yarn. And now I'm just gonna turn it around. Fold it like this, and I'm gonna put together the shoulder part. So this would be the hole for your arm, and I'm gonna do the same thing here. And then when I'm done with that, I'm gonna do this side, because this would be your waist, and that is not supposed to be open. So yeah, I'm gonna do that off camera. Again, the same instructions as this, the same technique to put it together. I wanted to show you real quick how I am putting together the sides. So I'm just gonna insert my hook on the corner of this side, then on this side, and attach my yarn and chain 1. And pull it back a little bit because you want to see those stitches clearly. And it's the same technique, just insert your hook on this side on the first loop you see, and both of the loops on this side. Grab your yarn and go through the loops on your hook. So slip stitch, same thing until you finish all the way down. And I also wanted to mention, you want to do the same thing on the back of the top. This would be the front, which is open, but on the back you also have to do from the middle here until down here, because this is not supposed to be open either. So I'm gonna do both of the sides and then I'll meet you back. I have put it all together. This would be the front part, this is the back part right here, and these are the sides. This would be the hole for the arm. And yeah, now the next step would be to do the sleeves. So I'm gonna pick one of the sides and I'm gonna attach my yarn here where the armpit will go, on the middle right there, and bring in my new color. Chain one, and I'm gonna do a single crochet in that same space. So insert your hook, grab your yarn it over, and go through the loops on your hook, both of them. Again, on the next space, do a single crochet, and you're gonna do one for every stitch you see, all the way around until you get here again. Once you get here, you're just gonna slip stitch on that first single crochet you did, and that's it for that round. Just so you know, here on the shoulder I just did one single crochet per corner and just keep doing one per stitch, just if you were wondering. So for the next round, I'm gonna chain 3, that counts as a double crochet. I'm gonna do 2 more in that same space. Chain 1 and skip 3 stitches and do a group of 3. So it is sort of like the granny square, just in a pattern, so the granny stitch pattern. Chain 1 and skip 3 stitches. So you're gonna keep doing that all the way around. So once you are almost finished with the round and did your final chain, you're gonna slip stitch on that last chain you did. And that's it for that round. To start the next one, just chain 4, that counts as a double crochet in 1 chain. And you're gonna begin your next group of 3 on this chain 1 space. So yarn over and do 3 double crochets. And chain 1. So it's basically the same thing as the previous round. You're gonna make 3 double crochets on each chain 1 space with 1 chain in between all the way around. Once you get here, you're gonna do your final 2 double crochets, because remember, those chains count as a double crochet, and slip stitch on the 3rd chain. And that's it for that round. So this is gonna be basically it for this pattern on the sleeve. You're gonna keep repeating this over and over. For example, the next round, you're just gonna chain 3 and do more double crochets in the same space, because the chain 3 counts as 1, and chain 1 and do your next group, and so on. So yeah, and also you can change colors if you want. You can do it in 1 color if you want. I'm gonna change, I think, every 2 rows, just like I did on the granny squares, and I'm gonna do this until it fits my arm, until it gets right around here. So yeah, you can do the same thing, try it on and see when you will stop. So yeah, I'm gonna keep doing this off camera, and then I'll see you when I finish the sleeve. So after you complete the sleeves, you're gonna start with the ribbing detail on the bottom and the sides. First, I'm gonna start with the bottom. And I'm just gonna attach my yarn here in the corner. Chain 1 and do a single crochet in that same space. And that's pretty much it for this round. Just single crochets all the way around, 1 per stitch, until you get to the other side of the top. Once you get to the other side, you're gonna chain 3. I'm gonna count that as a double crochet and turn around, and just do 1 double crochet per stitch. So yarn over and start making your double crochets until you get to the other side. After you get to the other side, you're gonna chain 1 and turn around, and this is the part where you're gonna make the ribbing detail. You're gonna do double crochets, but in the front post and back post of the double crochets. So yarn over, insert your hook between the first two and pull it out on the other side of that double crochet. Take your yarn, go through and finish your double crochet normally. That was the front post. Now I'm going to do the back post. So yarn over, and you're going to do the same thing, going between the second and third and go through the other side, grab your yarn, go through and finish your double crochet. Again, front post, and back post, it can definitely be a little tricky, but I promise you get the hang of it. So front post, again back post, okay, so you're gonna keep doing that all the way to the other side. I'm at the other side and this is how it turned out. I did my final front post and that would be it for the ribbing on the bottom. Now I'm gonna chain one and I'm turning this, and right now I'm on the side, the front side of my top. So I'm gonna do the same thing I did here. I'm gonna do single crochets all the way until I get to the back part, until I get to this corner. So I'm just gonna chain one there and single crochet inside that stitch, and maybe 2 single crochets there, and just 1 per stitch you see. So pretty easy, just like the bottom. I'm gonna keep doing this until I get to the other side. So I'm at the back now and I'm gonna do 3 slip stitches here. So 1 here in the corner and 1 on the next stitch and on the next one. Chain 1 and turn around, and now you're gonna do the same thing as the bottom, 1 double crochet per stitch until you get to the other side. So just yarn over and start making your double crochets. Once you get to the other side, it's basically the same thing as the bottom, chain 1 and turn around, and you can start making your front post and back post double crochets. So yarn over and go in between that first and second one, grab your yarn and go through, do your double crochet, now yarn over and do the same thing but on the back, and that's it. So keep doing this until you get to the other side. So I'm at the back here, this is how it's looking, and I'm just gonna slip stitch on that last stitch I used. And that's it for that side. Now I'm going to go in on this side and do the same thing. Just start my single crochets until I reach the other side, chain 3 and come back with a row of double crochets, chain 1 and turn back doing the front post and back post. So it's exactly the same thing. I'm gonna do it off camera and then I'll meet you back when I finish this side. I wanted to show you real quick before I continue off camera. Once you do your double crochets, your first row, you're just gonna slip stitch on the other side just like you did with the other side at the beginning that you slip stitched on the granny skirt. Just do it on the third stitch on the other side, and that's it. And just chain 1 and then start making your front post and back post double crochets until you get to the other side. I'm at the other side and this is how the border is looking, and for the final step I'm gonna do some chains here in the corner. This would be like a string to tie off your top. So what I did is I measured my waist and then I am doubling that, and that's the measurement I'm gonna make on this. So I'm just gonna start making chains until I have that measurement. I don't have a specific amount of chains, I just have a measurement in mind. So I'm gonna start making my chains until I have that number. Okay, so I finished my chains. I ended up making 180. Important that you write that number down because you want to do the same amount on the other side. And I almost did the measurement that I said, but it was too long. You can do it if you want to. I just didn't want a string too long. So I'm just gonna start making single crochets on the second chain from the hook. And that's basically it on this part of the top. I'm just gonna make single crochets on every chain until I get to the beginning again. I'm back here again. This is how it turned out. So I'm just gonna slip stitch anywhere here, chain one, and I can finally cut off my yarn. And that's it. So obviously I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. So I'm just gonna insert my hook right there. And just start making my 180 chains. So yeah, it's basically the same thing. I'm gonna return with single crochets and slip stitch here, and that would be it. So I finished what I said I was going to do. I finished my 2 strings and this is how it looked. Obviously I will hide the tails with a needle, but yeah, that's basically it for this top. I will show you in a minute how it looks on me, but yeah, that is basically it.
So here it is on myself. I think it turned out great. It looks so good. And the only thing maybe I would add off camera is maybe a bridge between both of those sides in the back, just so it won't slide off that easily, but it doesn't slide that much. Like I'm moving and it's not going anywhere, but yeah, it looks so great. And yeah, let me know in the comments what you think of my version, if you made it or would like to make it, which colors you choose, anything. So yeah, I hope you like this video and I'll see you on the next one.